What's for dinner?
Hey everyone, I'm Chef Z and welcome back to another tasty episode of Chef Z Cooks, where today we are making a super easy and tasty curry chicken. Listen, if you love curry chicken just like I do, but you want a quick, fast, in a hurry, but beautiful and delicious recipe, then look no further. As a matter of fact, I have some right here. I'm so ready to dig in, but not before we get into the recipe. Let's go ahead and get started. Oh, that's delicious. This curry chicken recipe is so full of flavor. It's very easy to make, so it is perfect, especially if it's your first time making curry chicken or if you want to make this delicious dish really quickly. Now to kick things off, we're actually going to chop up all of our fresh ingredients. So we're going to chop up the onions, the bell peppers, and some scallions. Now bonus, you can use whatever type of onion you want. So if you like a white onion or even a sweet onion, feel free and use that instead. And the same goes for the bell pepper. Today I'm using some red bell peppers because it's what I had on hand. It also adds really nice vibrant color to the dish. And now we're going to use one of my favorite ingredients, which is some green onions. Now I use a ton of scallions because, like I said, I just love the flavor, and you can use as much or as little as you like. Now, I always say it's best to prep your fresh ingredients beforehand because it helps cooking happen in a breeze, especially if you're in a rush. Now, for this dish, you can use some chicken breasts, but today I'm using chicken thighs. I actually use chicken thighs all the time because it's actually much more flavorful and way more juicy. So to the chicken, we're just going to add some kosher salt and black pepper. And don't worry if you feel like this isn't enough seasoning, because remember, we are making curry chicken and this is full of flavor. Now in a heated skillet, we're going to add some oil, and once that oil gets nice and hot, we're actually going to add a little bit of sugar. Now this is going to help brown our chicken. As you can see, that sugar begins to caramelize, which means that it's now time to brown the chicken. Now the sugar does help add color to the chicken, and it's going to give it a very, and I mean very subtle sweet flavor to the overall dish. Now this browning technique is one that you guys have seen me do a ton of times, especially whenever I'm making pollo guisado or even carne guisada. It's very popular in a lot of Caribbean cooking. So once the chicken has browned on all sides, we're actually going to remove the chicken because now it's time to saute and cook the rest of our ingredients. Now the chicken is not fully cooked, so do not taste it. We're going to add some more oil to the pot, and now we're going to brown all of those fresh veggies that we just chopped up. We're going to add some kosher salt and black pepper. Now, as you guys know, I always like to season a lot of my dishes as you go because it helps layer flavor. And adding kosher salt and black pepper is actually going to help the fresh veggies sweat. Now remember, we are cooking this over medium-high heat, so you always want to make sure to stir everything just to make sure that it doesn't burn. And now we're adding all of those bold flavors, and I actually like to toast all of my ingredients. So the curry powder, the turmeric, the garam masala, we just want to toast that for about 3 to 5 minutes, and feel free to add extra oil if you need it. And then afterwards, we're going to add the chicken back in, and we want to make sure to incorporate it. Now toasting those seasonings definitely helps bring up all those flavors and really comes alive. And then to that, we're actually going to add some water. Now remember, we are using boneless, skinless chicken thighs, and that's going to help this curry chicken cook pretty quickly versus if we had used bone-in chicken. Afterwards, we're going to add some cilantro, and I just like to center those fresh herbs in the middle because it just helps pick them out a little bit easier later on. So we're actually going to stew this over medium-low for about 20 minutes. And if you have to add extra water throughout the cooking process, feel free and do so. So once the liquid has actually reduced by about half, we're now going to add some Greek yogurt. And I should say we're going to add some plain Greek yogurt because it's going to give this dish a nice velvety smooth texture that is absolutely out of this world. Now I should add that you can definitely make your curry chicken a little bit on the spicy end. So if you want to do that, feel free to add some fresh chilies or even some chili flakes. Now, one of my tricks is that I actually like to add the garlic at the very end because garlic very quickly cooks out, but adding it at the end, make sure that you taste that garlic all throughout. Now, of course, we have to have our curry chicken over a bed of white rice. I add some extra scallions and cilantro for a garnish. And for the full recipe, be sure and visit my website, chefzcooks.com. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. Now, if you have some questions and you want to get into the nitty-gritty of the recipe, be sure to visit my website, chefzcooks.com, subscribe to my channel, click that bell so that you're notified each and every single week when I post an all-new video. And if you need some inspirations on what to cook next, go ahead and click right here.